Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Now, allow me to begin my speech today by asking you a question, or rather, by giving you a word. Malaysia. What does this single word bring about in us? What phrase can we get from this Malaysia? Let me answer that for you. Malaysia, truly Asia. Now, ladies and gentlemen, what does it mean to be Malaysia, truly Asia? Does it just mean we're multicultural? Does it mean we're different races sharing the same space? Or does it mean more than this? Does it go deeper? Does it actually mean something else? Because Asia, ladies and gentlemen, when we say Asia, Asia being truly Asia encapsulates hundreds, nay, even thousands of years of culture and tradition. And the very essence of culture and tradition that Asia has to offer, ladies and gentlemen, is courtesy. Courtesy, ladies and gentlemen. Now, allow me to ask you a few questions. When was the last time you actually had a pleasant experience on the road? When was the last time you could drive and smile and just drive peacefully without somebody honking you from behind, without somebody trying to run you off the road, without you cringing and trying to fight for your life every single day? When was the last time that when you walked to a store and you asked for service, you were given good service with a smile? When was the last time when you opened the door for somebody and that somebody looked at you right in the eye and said, "Thank you"? When was the last time? Ladies and gentlemen, I can pretty much guarantee, though, of course, there are exceptions. These things do happen once in a while, but I can pretty much guarantee that they are not frequent and they are far in between. Now, allow me to reminisce back to my student days, just for a point of comparison, while I was in the UK. I've got two stories to tell. The first story, I was walking in a corridor, and beside me was this rather elderly gentleman. He was the person who fixed vending machines, and we were walking, and in front of the corridor, of course, the doors were closed. Now, over in England, you've got to close the doors, otherwise the cold would come in. So I reached the door first. I opened the door. I held the door open for him, and he looked at me and he said, "Cheers." Cheers means thanks. And we walked, almost side by side. But I was a bit more in front because I'm the younger gentleman. And when I reached another door, I opened the door. He was just a few steps behind me, so I held the door open for him. And he said again, "Cheers." And we walked again. After 100 meters, there was another door. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? I opened the door. He was a few steps behind. I opened the door for him, held the door. He looked at me again and he said, "Cheers, mate." When has this ever happened to you? Ever, ever, ever. Not 3 times in a row, not twice in a row. Just the one time. When you open the door for someone, and he looks at you in the eye and says, "Thank you." When has this ever happened? Next story. There was this one day, it was winter again, and I was trying to look for some comfortable track bottoms to wear. So I went to the sports store, looked around high and low, couldn't find the trousers that I wanted. Then I saw, that's one there. When I picked it up, size M. And I'm, of course, a double XL. So I looked around, and then I saw, the logical person to ask would be the salesperson. And lo and behold, the salesperson was on a ladder. He's up there, he's arranging some clothes, and I'm down here. And I couldn't see anybody else, so I just went up to him and said, "Excuse me, mate, And he looks down and he says, hang on. So he comes down and he stands in front of me and he says, how can I help you? And I say, well, I've got this problem. I've got these trousers, but they aren't my size. Do you have any in XXL? And he goes, hang on, I'll just search the store for you. So he goes around the store, not the storeroom, the store. He goes around for a few minutes. He can't